Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our third session of Imperium Maledictum. I'm Simon at Wandering DM. I will be your game master for tonight. And it is not a camera problem. I'm going to start by myself right now. In fact, I'm going to bring you high above planet Tintagel 5. Orbiting the green gem of the Macarian sector is an old Imperial ship. Its cathedral-like modules jut out from the elongated sort of hull, making it look like almost like a small hive lit up against the darkness of space. And inside the cramped metal corridors and hissing pipes and throngs of low-level adepts going to and fro, bringing paperwork, filing away precious information, we hear the heavy footsteps of High Administrator Obed Kilgant. We follow him as he walks down a corridor that is very familiar to us now, entering the octagonal room where the three adepts at the start of our campaign were huddled. Or not huddled, what am I saying? Were waiting for their patron. There are two more people there. Two more figures. One, a hulking brute of a man. His skin sort of mustard colored. Completely hairless. His head is rather oblong in shape, but with sharp angles where his cheekbones are. That, coupled with the large brow, makes his eyes seem small and beady and sunk into the skull. He is wearing, at the moment, an old, ripped flak jacket, exposing wide shoulders and even wider biceps. Faded tattoos and scars from multiple battles adorn his bare arms. He is missing a finger on his left hand. He looks a bit dumbfounded to be where he is. His other hand sort of tries to wipe away furiously the sweat on his black army pants. He's barefoot, and the cold of the metal of the tip of the pen does not seem to bother him. In an almost cute way, he's wearing a backpack that is definitely sized for someone smaller than him. Because you see, Mork, as he is called, is an Ogren. A rare, dare I say, unique sight among the Adeptus Administratum. He's probably just as surprised as everyone is to be where he is. But he, like the figure next to him, completed their training yesterday. It was about midday ship time. The other figure, speaking of, is, well, comparatively smaller, thinner, dressed in these long red robes, adorned with just a small little sort of embroidered right there in the back of her head, a skull encased in a cog, a symbol of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Her face is mostly covered by the hood, but Obed Kilgant can clearly see the augmetics that adorn this person's face. In fact, the probably most glaring of all are these loose optic augmetics that just keep sliding down her metal mask, and she needs to push them back up on her face all the time. Sometimes you can glimpse sort of gray, sickly skin behind it, the frail flesh. She, unlike Mork, seems to be more at ease on the ship, and sort of seems like she knows where she is and what her purpose is. This one, called Gen 9, is also a new adept. She graduated at the same time as Mork. Unlike Mork, however, she has a sort of a head on her shoulder, a head for numbers, I should say. She is missing most of the other mechadendrites that Adeptus Mechanicums would have. Shush, kitten. Marking her, for those who know, as someone who probably did not rise beyond the rank of lowly technomat in, well, at some point in her past, when she was, before she became part of the Adeptus Administratum. Or at least before she became, to be more exact, a tithe collector. Apprentice tithe collector. She salutes Obed Kilgant as he enters the room and drops on the table a stack of paperwork along with a data slate. And he begins to recount the events that you, viewers, have been privy to of what happened on Tintagel. Everything that our trio of Adeptus have gathered, have found, and have done, have accomplished on the planet, from meeting with the governor, figuring out what the issue was with the 500-year-old plea for help, give me just a second. Where was I? Yes. Keeping them abreast of what was happening. Meeting with the governor. Figuring out what the deal was. And from the data on the data slate, the now newly released tons and tons of foodstuff, of nutrient powder, and other probably dehydrated foodstuff that was brought to Tintagel 5 by the Norn dynasty of rogue traders a long time ago. Obed even shows Gen 9 and Mark this old, recovered form back from when there was an alliance between the Space Marines of the Emperor and Saint Macarius, allowing civilians to sort of borrow Space Marine, or in this case very specifically Dark Angel resources, so long as they weren't, vital to the Space Marines and to the Crusade in conquest of the sector. We're going to pan down from high in orbit and get back to the ground The team has gone back to the governor's palace after having filled out their proper forms. And they've gone to bed.
In quadruplicate, we only have to do it in triplicate, but I wanted the extra copy, just, you know.
For posterity.
Right. Yes.
And as the sun rises on Tintagel 5 this morning, we're going to see our first player for tonight. Hi, Trooper. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I am Trooper SJP. Hello, hello. I am playing Zariel the 565th, who is a literati, which is technically a bodyguard, a security guard for the Adeptus Administratum, but in his heart, he's really like a data guy. Because he could do that, like that's his dream. And then he'll be a rogue trader, or he'll have like a big mech or something, and then the Emperor will love him and give him a medal in person. It'll be pretty awesome. And then he'll have everything he wants. But right now, I am playing him and I'm having a lovely time. I was running around doing some paperwork for school, but I'm here now. And I feel like going from academic paperwork to Imperial paperwork, I think is better, actually. Yeah.
Probably. It's probably more convoluted. I'm not quite sure. I'm not well versed in academia. But that said, Zariel, you are woken up at the first rays, when the first rays of the sun peek through your window. Something that, now that I think of it, is probably not something Zariel is accustomed to. Having a window where you can actually see the sunrise.
This is why Zariel wants to become like a noble of some sort. Then you could have things like this all the time, with like windows and nice food, and people think they think highly of you. That would be great.
Speaking of nice food, there is a knock at the door.
Oh, I get myself all ready. Black slash. I come to the door expecting to see one of my cohort. Probably Lax is what I imagine, is who I imagine I'll see as I open up the door.
And instead, before you is a servitor.
Oh, hello? I tap it on its forehead.
It does not react. Its glassy eyes just stare at you as it lifts its arms, now turned from, human arms into essentially just a wide tray. Kind of like a forklift almost. It lifts up the tray to your to your face, and well, maybe like a foot away, and on it you see various plates with food and drinks.
Oh, should I follow you, or am I having breakfast with everyone?
It takes a step forward, almost bumping into you.
Oh, okay. I step out of the way.
It walks into your apartment and basically just puts the tray down on the table, and it detaches from the servitor, who now just has like arms all the way up to his elbow, and it bows a little, almost robotically, and walks out.
I watch it to see where it goes. I don't follow it. It seems rude, but I do watch it to see where it goes.
It's slowly going to make its way down the corridor until it rounds a corner and walks downstairs. A staircase you haven't taken yet, but you figure, judging by, you've walked a bit around the governor of the gubernatorial palace, it's probably like a servitor only sort of
Yeah. Because they had that sort of behind
staircase.
the wall thing.
Yeah, this one's not hidden, but it's cramped.
Yeah.
It's smaller. It's unlit.
I'm going to go over to Lax's door and knock.
Yeah, what's up? You hear his voice inside.
Are we meeting for breakfast? Have you already eaten? Did I wake up late? Am I in trouble?
No, you're not. I just woke up myself.
Okay.
I'm going to be busy for a few moments. I need to that
Take a
blood
shower.
doesn't wash out. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, should I see Her Grace, Livia?
Sure. He's very non-committally.
Okay. Thank you for your guidance. And I back away like, he's always like that, just not.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm thinking, am I supposed to speak to Livia or should I not speak to Livia? Was that like, is he double bluffing me? I think I'll go over to Livia's door and like hesitate. Because sometimes Livia doesn't like to see me. I don't know why.
She's a strange person. She comes from a different world.
Right. That time when I offered to go and like meet her parents, she didn't like that. I don't know why. I thought it would be a nice gesture. Well, I'm not going to knock on her door right now because I don't know how late she was out last night. You know what? I'm just going to go back to my room and have breakfast. I'm just there. I almost knock, but then I don't. And then I head back over to my quarters. They're huge. And I sit down and I look at this food.
This tray with two little forearms dangling off of it.
I grab the forearms and use them to put the tray in a better spot. Obviously, that's what they're there for.
You have two glasses filled with different liquid, one of which you recognize. It's recap.
Oh,
It's
nice.
getting lukewarm. The other one is this like dark purple, almost gooey like jam-like liquid. Well, it's not so much liquid, like marmalade almost.
Oh. Smell it.
It smells. Oh boy. Not sour. I'm not looking for sour. There's a bit of sweetness, but there's a bit of a tang to the smell. Like a sharpness. Not
like
unlike. Huh?
Is it like blood?
No, it's like
Oh.
you know how like a cheese sometimes will be so strong that it sort of, you don't need to smell it type of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that with the glass. Or with whatever's inside this glass, I should say.
Emperor provides. I say out loud to no one in particular, in case somebody was paying attention.
As if someone was paying attention, the hymns begin to play outside.
Oh, that's a sign from the Emperor. Is there like more solid food? Like
there are two plates. They're covered right now with this little like dome cover thing.
Oh yeah,
and the other one, the last one, has quarters of what is probably a local fruit. It's red. Okay, so it's the kind of like pale watermelon in color. Like,
yes,
you know how watermelon can be like very dark red, but sometimes when you have like less juice, it's kind of like that, except imagine that it's in quarters like an orange with a peel, an actual solid peel that's almost bark-like.
Wait. There are two of these cloches and two glasses,
covers,
right?
2 glasses, 2 covers, and 1 little, like, let's call it like a saucer with these quarters.
Okay, so I think I know what's happening here. I think I know.
Mm-hmm.
The governor's going to come to my quarters to have breakfast with me. So I'm very quickly going to clean up the place to make it look as nice as possible before she gets here. I figure I probably have like 5 minutes or something before she arrives. So I'm going to very quickly make sure that the bed is made, everything is completely ready for guests. That there's a chair ready for the governor to sit in, because this is clearly what this means, because there's 2 glasses and 2 cloches. So yep,
You did.
I make sure everything is nice.
You did roll a yes and the other day.
I did. Yes.
So let's call upon that favor, shall we? And
sure. Is it a good idea? Probably not, but I'm into it.
as you finish tidying up your room, there is a knock at the door, a polite, light knock.
I sort of bound over there with a spring in my step, and I open the door, hoping it's not a servitor, but it could be. It's probably a servitor.
But it is not a servitor. Before you stands, regal as always, Governor Magrim Karik's Plow.
I bow. May the God Emperor smile upon you this shiny day.
May the light of the Emperor shine upon you too, Adept. I was just looking to see if you were satisfied with the food I've had the servitors bring in.
Oh, I was waiting for you to join me. There were 2 glasses and 2 domes, plates. I thought I put a chair out for you.
She stifles a giggle and looks at your apartment and your quarters, seeing that it's probably identical to how you found it when you came in. Have you not been sleeping?
No, I wanted to make sure it looked nice for when you arrived for breakfast.
She looks again at the tray. This is food for 1.
Oh.
I guess I can entertain the Adeptus Administratum while you're having breakfast.
Would you like to have the other half of the breakfast? And the glass of whichever glass. I thought that the purple glass was for you and the recap was for me, and then that one of the things was for you and one of them was for me.
Oh no, the purple thing is like a sauce. It's something you dip things in.
Right. Yes.
Are you only fed corpse starch and recaf in the Administratum? And she strides in as she asks, now seemingly very curious about how they treat you.
Well, that's mostly what I eat, but it's sometimes I get a couple of extra things. I mean, it's better than when I was younger, but it's pretty good recap. It's mostly lukewarm and everything. Everything's rationed perfectly.
Can you give me rapport, please? And a routine rapport, so with a plus 20.
Sure. And I don't have superiority, but I have spirit. And that is I'm going to spend 1 of my fate to make that not a failure. Right? Because I can up the SL.
Yeah, it would be 1 SL. In fact, right now, yeah, because you're failing by like 3%.
Oh, no. Can't do that. I mean, do I spend my fate on shooting things and solving mysteries, or to impress the governor? I think you know the answer. I'm going to use one of my fate points to
right now, it's not so much impressing the governor, but also figuring out sort of like the nature of your conversation and how you should approach things. You know, should you become like more personal or, you know, maintain a certain distance. And you realize as you're explaining to her how like you are treated aboard the Tip of the Pen that she might be reconsidering how generous she was.
In what way?
You get the feeling that she might have expected the three of you, Livia, and Lax, to have been accustomed to almost like the same type of luxury that she's accustomed to. Like, of course, she probably doesn't treat any of her administrators like that. But since you are the tithe collectors, she hides her sort of disappointment almost rather quickly, and she lifts the two covers from your two other plates. One has inside like a sort of a pile of warm gruel-like substance. It smells of cinnamon. And the other one has just these like stacked together basically toast bread.
Please have a seat.
She wipes the seat of the chair before sitting on it.
He already wiped it once, but just it's always good to be sure. I grew up in the Schola Progenium, and where great heroes are born, and I too am going to become a great hero one of these days. I hope you got the full report. I made sure there were extra copies about our success in the Granarium.
I did. And again, I express my thanks and my gratitude to the Administratum for solving part of the issues that have been plaguing my planet for decades now.
Yes. Well, just also, I hope you got the note that I know that Olivia was the one who reported in, but I hope you got the note that there were carnivorous rats, and we blocked up those holes temporarily, but just to make sure everybody's careful when they go in there. I wouldn't want anybody injured. It's never good to injure the property of the God Emperor.
No, I will open the Granarium to a few of the rabble who are in better standing than, the rebellious sorts. They'll hunt the rats for food. They'll take care of it.
That's practical. So I wanted to he thinks about it, like how he's seen Livy do it. I wanted to thank you for your hospitality in welcoming us to your planet, and I know that we are and being so administratively precise and helpful with our paperwork, and being a tithe collector is an honor to the glory of the God Emperor, and to be able to be a God Emperor follower,
you can dispense with all the protocols right now, Adept. She looks around, sort of trying to look mostly at like the corners of your room. We are not in public, and as much as I know that you hold the Emperor in high esteem, and so do I, and so do every worthy citizen of Aquileia Secundus, we do not have to mention the name of the God Emperor every other word. This is what the High Cathedral and the Confessor are for.
Ah, right. I was wondering if I could ask, what happened to Aquilius Primus? I didn't... it was in the reports, but I don't know anything about it. What happened to it? I mean, if you're staying here, then it must not be special. Or is it okay? Is it irradiated, or has it fallen, or does it need help, or is there... Seemed
You
like a bit of a mystery.
sort of. You are standing atop the ruins of Hive Primus.
Ah, I see. I see. Oh, well, the rebuild is beautiful. The governor's palace is very impressive. Um,
Yes, very impressive for what it is. Not so
Well-
impressive when you consider the original plans that the Empire had for the Imperium. Sorry, the Imperium had for Hive Primus.
well, that one of the best things that one learns in the Adeptus Administratum, but on the ground level, is to be flexible and make the most out of the least. And the one who makes the most out of the least the most is then the least worst, and therefore is the most best, and is most likely to be promoted and bring glory to the to bring glory.
You seem ill at ease, Adept Zariel. You mentioned earlier you were reared in the Schola Progenium.
Yes.
You seem more fit for the military than for being an administrator. What made you choose the life of an administratum? If I may be so bold as to ask.
Well, of course you may ask. It's an honor. I'd like to think that I like to think that the administratum chose me rather than I chose it. I was, when my peers were sent off to the academy to be great heroes in space, the person who ran the orphanage where I was raised found me to be more valuable close to him than fulfilling my grand purpose. And I was there for quite some time, which I felt was not, well, I felt the Emperor had bigger plans for me than that. And one day, I happened to be sent to go and have deliver something to the administratum. And, well, there was an assassination attempt, and I jumped in the way, as anyone would do. Well, of course, one would have to jump in the way, and that's an important asset. And I killed the assassin, and I saved my patron, and my patron said that I proved myself as worthy of the administratum, that I could see the stars, that I could be part of the most important part of all the Imperium. The machine that keeps the Empire running. The paperwork that buttresses every leak and makes everyone safe.
I share your enthusiasm and opinions on the administratum, but I would advise a bit of caution when mentioning that you are the backbone of the Imperium. Some factions would take umbrage to that.
Well, if they take umbrage, then we'll delay their pay. Then they'll know that we're the backbone. Because that was me. I was making a joke. I would never actually do anything inappropriate with paperwork. I was joking. I am. Would you like to take a walk around the governor's palace? See the sights?
Leisure is something that the aristocracy can afford. But right now, and she gets up from the chair, don't you have a rebellion to quell?
Yes, I was hoping that we would be able to meet with your agent to discuss things and find out what sort of intel that she might have. She's trustworthy, yes? Is she undercover or...
She is. I would... Well, as of now, I think I would, and I do trust her with my life. The Arbitus herself, her among them, are maybe the only thing stemming the tide of malcontents down in the bad sector. I will send message to Sarita to meet with you. There is a...
Governor,
yes.
if I may, I just want you to know that the pen is mightier than the sword, but a pen full of bullets can take down any rebellion. And I will make sure that the tip of my pen is sharp and also bullets are fast. And if there's any rebellion, there won't be one once I've canceled their check.
I might also write to the Progenium that they should perhaps focus a bit more on oratory skills in their officers.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. They should.
She produces a small data slate from like the many folds of her dress and taps a few times on it and says, Sarita will meet you at a local drinking establishment called the Under Hive.
Should I dress in local garb so that people don't realize that I'm a tax collector?
Far from me
okay?
to tell you how to approach this adept. I would walk confidently and bring a big gun.
Oh, I have a huge combat shotgun and a sword, a couple of some grenades. Who doesn't want grenades?
Many people do not want to be on the receiving end of those grenades. The Under Hive, and she like sort of walks to the door, and she says that the Under Hive is in subsector C of the bad sector. It's well, if you find the rubble of the sector that we... Sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? That we collapsed upon the rebels ages ago. You've gone too far. But the thing... The Under Hive does, according to reports, look a lot like rubble itself.
Okay. Could I ask a question about this mission? If we just take out this heretic, will that collapse the rebellion itself without their figurehead? Or are there... I mean, I imagine Arbiter Tax would know more, but I mean, but you are quite knowledgeable. Would you also know that thing?
From the reports that I've read, this Garbin is the only person able to operate the fabric. Simon needs to remember the friggin' word I use. The Fabricorum. If he falls,
he actually is working it?
I have no idea. I believe that it is all some form of sleight of hand or misdirection that he's using against the rest of the rabble. After all, serfs are a very superstitious lot, and they will believe anything, especially in time of crises. And it has been a giant crisis for centuries. One which I hope to be the one to resolve it. And she looks at you with... You don't need to be insightful to see like the weight that she's putting on your shoulders with that look of like, she will be the one to fix it, so you'd better not fuck up.
I feel like he takes that to mean something slightly different.
Sure, I'm fairly certain you would.
And I think that he I think he looks proud and honored that she trusts him so much, and that, that there's like a rapport happening there. Of course, I do this mission not just for the glory of the God Emperor or of the Adeptus Administratum, but also for Tintagel 4, because every planet is part of the Imperium, and
5. Tintagel 5.
Tintagel 5.
Tintagel 4 is a penal colony.
Oh, no. I wonder what their paperwork is like. Nonetheless, but also for your honor, and because I one day will also be a noble just like you, and then we will have, yes, I should go see the Arbiter, I think, with... Have you not...
An orphan becoming a noble. She sort of like got hooked on that part. That would certainly be a first, I believe.
Yes, I had a divination when I was born. I see great things in my future. Call no one happy until they are dead.
And this... No, go ahead.
Which says that at the end of my life, I will be happy. And I imagine that means I will do great deeds. I will catch the eye of the Emperor, who will award me a medal in the palace, and then knight me and make me a noble. And then I will be able to serve the Imperium better than anyone else. Or, well, not anyone. I mean, many people who can serve it because the God Emperor and all that. But I mean, as best as my station can do.
Mine was that there is nothing to fear but failure itself.
Oh. Well, you will not fail.
See to it that I don't.
I won't. I mean, I will. I will see to it that you don't. That's what I meant. I mean, I don't mean
by
that
time she's already, turned around, opened the door. It feels like she's used to having the last word in a conversation.
May the God Emperor protect. I think that went well. I think that went really well. Yes. Okay. Oh. And I go over and I actually drink the coffee because I forgot.
It's cold.
That's fine.
The purple sauce has congealed. It's more like Jello now.
Just eat it. I bet it's some of the best stuff I've had ever.
Yes, for someone accustomed to like nutrient bars and fucking recaf, this is actual food. You will notice, however, that there are no proteins in what you're eating. And in fact, even the bread is a bit stale. Like, it's been... I was going to say toasted, yes, but probably like re-toasted.
Yeah.
A couple of times. It's not burnt, but it feels like that was to make sure that it was like still moderately palatable.
I know what's happening here. They're having a hard time with their food supply, and they gave us the best they could. I wonder if Lax and Livia have a breakfast as good as I got. I don't know. I hope so. But clearly, the governor wanted to give me, us, some of their best. I think she likes us. I'm going to take my protein bar. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to do some push-ups, some pull-ups, get myself ready, pumped for the day, because I've got to meet an undercover agent. I really feel like I shouldn't be wearing this outfit. I go incognito. See if I can find some local clothes somewhere in this palace. 'Cause I feel like, we probably shouldn't advertise, but I'll still take a big gun. Also, I have no neck.
You don't have to say out loud that I think Zariel knows. Unless this is like his thoughts.
Yes.
Okay, those are your thoughts.
Yes. I mean, he was just thinking because he has no neck that he hopes that he can get something that will actually fit, because it will seem kind of slim, and the fit might be weird. He can find something though, right? Yes.
In asking around the palace, you find out rather quickly that no one's going to give you clothes. You could go to the middle market if you wanted to. There's probably clothes that would fit you there. If you can afford them. The answer that a lot of the human servants, right now the servitors, would give you sort of like drip with almost like disdain at talking to someone who is clearly, they're servants, but they're servants like, they're the governor's servant. You're a tax collector. You're not.
Yeah.
You're no one, really.
I'm a tax collector for the administratum. That's a big deal.
They seem to not enjoy the presence of a tax collector that much around them. Unlike the governor who sort of almost begged you for help.
Well, I don't have any solars on me, but maybe there's some sort of requisition I could do. Let me go through my paperwork, see if I can get some kind of requisition for 3 outfits for the 3 of us.
Let me see.
Requisition forms.
It's more like, okay. You can always, by the way, you can always barter. That's always something you can do. Sure. Regardless of where you are. Now, the question is would you trade what you have on you for clothes? That might be different.
Right.
What I want to look at...
I feel like being the administrator is way better.
Yeah. What's your payment grade? Do you have that on your sheet, or is it me on your patron sheet? Standard. I have it on my patron sheet. It's been 1 day. You can ask for 100 solars. Like, that's your payment. That's what Kilgant owes you.
Well, I will put in a request for my pay so that I can get clothing for the team, so that we don't walk into the under hive of scum and villainy looking like glorious tax collectors that we are. The glory of the Imperium. I wonder...
Kilgant will demand a very thorough sort of description of what you're buying with this money.
Yes.
And
I fill out everything in great detail.
Including a lot of personal information from the person you will buy them from.
Oh, all right. If that's the paperwork, of course. I have memorized my colleagues' sizes so that I know...
Of course you did.
Exactly. Well, I've read their paperwork. It has all of their sizes, their shoe size, everything. It's important that you are efficient when it comes to quartermastering, things like that. So I'm going to go get clothing for everybody.
So
it seems important.
Let me tell you about Macarian fashion.
Yes.
As much as the middle markets are called the middle markets, they're not made for the middle class. That just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
They're the middle market because it's sort of in the middle of the high spires of Hive Secundus. That being said, they do sell appropriate clothing for the citizens that live, at this level or around this level who can afford it. You could always dress down if you wanted, but they will certainly not sell rags. As far as style goes, you notice that Tintagel 5 seems to adore wearing tall boots. You don't really find any footwear that reaches below the ankle. Like, mid shin is probably the sort of smallest you could find. Well, I mean, shortest, right? You could find. They do enjoy a lot of, let's call them, frivolous layers.
Okay.
It's not just it's not just well, it might have come from the nobility, but even like the coats that you find or the shirts that you find, they all come with like several added sort of sewed in layers. So for instance, let me make like a very basic example of like you buy like a long sleeve shirt, right? Like a dress shirt type of thing. It would have almost like a fake vest, but like just the front of it, like a button, like a 3-button vest, like sewed onto it that you could just then unbutton and let like loose. It's somewhat wasteful.
Fancy.
It's fancy. It's very fancy. It's wasteful in the sense that, the clothes that one person wears could probably dress 2 to 3 people at a time. They do so love brass. I mean, you've seen the giant trumpets that crisscross the entire hive.
It's impressive.
It's
my goal.
Like, come to think of it, it wasn't in the brief that you had before coming to Tintagel, but it's probably like a local mineral. Brass being an alloy of
tin.
Boy. Yeah, I think it's tin and
bronze, copper. Something like yes.
Tin and bronze or something like that.
I'm just making it up.
It's I do not remember it.
Copper and zinc.
Copper and zinc. Thank you.
My goal, because I really pay very close attention to Livia and Lax, everything they do, how they speak, how they carry themselves. So I feel like I know Livia's favorite colors. So I'm going to get an outfit for each one of them in what I think would be most flattering to them, to show them that I pay attention to them, so that they will be more comfortable with me, especially Livia. If she realizes that I know exactly what she likes to wear and in great detail, I'm sure that will make her feel more comfortable with me. So I'm going to go and make sure I get that for her, and also for Lax, and I write down in paperwork everything in great detail. And I'm going to come back very proud of myself.
Given that Lynn just joined us, what are Livia's favorite colors?
I would say it is off-white and gold.
Is that Zariel? Is that what you get?
Absolutely. Yes. And I tried it like, I'm trying to match. My goal is to make everybody on this team look very impressive, but also local. Because I think that, people will not even think that we're off-planet tax collectors if we're wearing this clothing. I think we're going to fit right in.
All right. Clothing-wise, if you get 3 suits, it would be...
And of course, they've got to be things we could wear our armor with,
Oh, yeah, no, that's a different... Well, you would wear it, like, over your clothing, unless you wanted to hide the armor, in which case it would be more expensive. But for 66 solars, you get basically what would be like 3 tops, 3 bottoms, 3 like footwear.
I'm gonna like come back in just like a what's her face from the Pretty Woman with the bags and make my way back to where Livia is. Not Holly Berry. What's her face? From Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts.
Roberts,
just like Julia Roberts. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way back to the palace and head over to Livia's room after filling out the paperwork and getting all the details on who worked at the store, everything about it, and then writing it all down in great detail to send to our patron.
Cool.
I don't know why he wants to know what the shoe size is of the person who sells us the clothing, but I can estimate it.
Yeah. Livia, you were woken up this morning by the sound of knocking at your door.
She'll get presentable, and then yes,
there is standing in front of you, a glassy-eyed servitor holding a tray with plates and a bowl and 2 glasses. In fact, its arms have been repurposed to sort of connect with the tray itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it tries to push its way in.
Yeah, she'll just kind of like let it.
It moves up to your table, lays the tray down, and then detaches its arms from it. So you've got like 2 forearms sort of dangling from your tray. And it leaves without saying a word.
How unusual is that for the?
It's a very wasteful way of using servitors. Like,
Good wasteful or like unusual wasteful? Like, is this like? Is this an appropriate status thing, or is it a like just like there is something not right way?
Is it inappropriate? That's a good question. Can you give me?
There's wasteful, and then there's like wasteful.
Yeah. Go with a. Oh wait, you've got advances in lore, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't.
So. No. It is borderline. Like, say if this planet is running out of let's say manpower.
Mm-hmm.
Doing away with a servitor's arms to replace them with a tray is a waste, because then you would need like an Adeptus Mechanicus to repurpose them into something else. It's one thing to have like a servitor like have one of its arms say turn into a tool and the other one remaining like a hand or some sort of grasping implement. But in this case, that servitor, the only thing it can do is bring trays, or unless it's got like other appendages that can connect to it.
Mm-hmm. Specialized.
It's
extremely so.
Yeah, it's like it's frivolous. It is definitely frivolous. You know, they lobotomized someone for that. Like, sure, that person needs to work off work off a crime or something, or a debt they have. But you could put them to better use.
Mm-hmm. I'll take that note, you know, maybe see if that's the others have had that sort of treat, like, you know, the other my fellows have had that sort of display flaunted in front of them, I will say.
Mm-hmm. Do you eat the food?
How is it good?
Yeah, I forgot to describe. It's the same thing that Zariel got, but basically you have a glass of recaf, which is lukewarm. You have a glass in which there's like this purple sort of strong smelling, kind of sweet a bit, purple like marmalade. You've got re-toasted bread. It's kind of stale. And then in the other plate is like this sort of congealed gruel. Okay. And a little saucer with quarters of this sort of pale, kind of watermelon-like fruit with a barky shell or skin. Bread, you've seen that before, of course. The marmalade, is a type of fermented fruit concoction that is popular with the upper classes or those who can afford it in the Macarian sector. It's like there's a lot of cheap alcohol that is made off of that for like serfs and people of lower castes, where they'll just use what the nobles have thrown out and just keep fermenting it, mixing it with other stuff like promethium, just a little bit of gas. But it is edible, if not a little cold. You've definitely, especially you, have definitely had better in your life.
But, it is a gesture. And, we have to do this give and take. So I will eat, just to maintain the, this diplomacy that we're trying to. It would be rude not to, no matter how. And as long as it's not like a veiled insult or a thing like that, she'll eat it.
No, it doesn't seem like it's insulting or like done to insult you or anything like that.
As long as the statement is there's no statement that would lower my esteem of them, but that sort of thing. She's not worried about anything being put in there because if we go, planet's probably gonna go. So you know what? It's up to them.
It would be. Poisoning a tax collector, that is definitely something you've been warned about before.
Yes.
Given how the governor almost begged you for help, you don't think that she would shoot herself in the foot.
Like the scrutiny and pushback and reprisal for that would be more than what they would want. So, when on the planet, eat how they do. So yes, I'll eat it no matter how personally it may taste palate wise.
Yeah. As you finish eating your breakfast,
the stuff on the ship is probably not great. So,
the ship has like nutrient bars and
recaf. So, this is
this actually has taste.
Yeah, you know what? This is as it's not the best, but it's probably the better of recent. So it's the
lesser of two evil.
Yeah.
As you finish eating, narratively, because it'll fit, this is when Zariel would come back to the palace, his arms full of clothes. They don't pack them, by the way. You're just carrying them around.
Like 3 sets of boots, tall boots, and I've got a lot of stuff. And I've been knock on your door.
Yes.
Your Grace, it's me, Literati Zariel, the 565th.
Oh, good morning. Been
I
busy. I think she'll kind of crane her looking at the bags.
Well, they're actually not bags. It's just
or just clothing, or just whatever stuff you're holding.
May I come in?
She'll nod. Yes. Yeah.
I come in and I place the things on a surface. So, Your Grace, I had breakfast with the governor this morning. It was a glorious breakfast. the God Emperor Kravode, and set up a meeting with her undercover agent. It is Arbiter Tax. Tax is a good last name. Anyhow, so we're going to meet this Arbiter in the under hive in subsector C of the bad sector, which, if we hit the rubble, we've gone too far. But the under hive, which is a bar, looks like rubble already. Nonetheless, I thought to myself that if we were going to go and meet somebody who's undercover, we should probably not be dressed in the glorious raiment of the Adeptus Administratum. And so I went to the middle market and I got clothing for us, all three of us, so that we might look incognito. And I know your favorite color is gold and off-white, and so I made sure that I got you something, and I know your shoe size already, and so I made sure I got everything that would fit you, and I know it will look amazing on you. And he goes through and he picks up, here you go. And I got those for you. I got one for myself. See, and he holds up his own.
I don't know if Zara picks it up. There's like every time he mentions like specifics, like colors, like her eyes narrow a little, like she. Just like momentarily, like just like.
And I know exactly how you liked the collars on your shirts. You like that one little sort of interesting pattern. I found one that was closest enough to that. I pay attention to these things. So here, this top has the exact kind of little pattern thing you like on your collars. Here, this one, that one's for you. And these boots, this is for you. I think it's very clear that he has been studying Olivia in great detail with the eye of a paperwork person. Everything should fit. I don't know if that makes her feel better, that he knows her taste so well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, but he does. Oh, and
She
this
looks
is
at it.
too.
She looks at like it's like, oh, oh, impressive initiative.
Oh, thank you.
And I certainly don't have any complaints over it. And she like looks at it. She's like, unusual attention to detail. That's what she's thinking. But she doesn't say. She's like,
the stuff that Zariel brought you, by the way, is definitely not of your social status.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's really fancy, right?
This is very much like the
nouveau riche.
Yeah. It's like this is it's like going up to the rich girl in high school. It's like what, and it's just like getting like the richest, the most expensive thing. And she's like, that's nice what you think. That's nice try.
Oh,
it's a nice, it's like I appreciate the effort, but that's.
I don't know if you had the same breakfast I did, but I had they gave us the fanciest breakfast that they could get. It was pretty amazing. I hope it.
What was?
I hope you had
defining thing in your breakfast.
Oh, there was toast. That was amazing. And there was these funny little fruit things. I initially thought that it was for two people, because there were two glasses, the recap, and then what it turns out was a sauce and not actually a beverage. But I was right in the end, because the governor came and had breakfast with me. But it was so delicious. No protein, but delicious. I hope yours was also. I mean, this must be the sort of thing that you eat all the time back home.
She'll gesture. She'll kind of like gesture at the tray. It's like, yes, so it's similar to what I had. It was very nice.
So, Lax is having a bit of an issue getting rat blood out of his everything. Apparently, I don't know if he's going to be able to go out right now, but we do have an appointment to meet the Arbiter Tax.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure he would find this rather entertaining, and she'll give you it's unfortunate he will not be able to join us. She'll give you a look like this may be like that. This is like, this is like, maybe he's not. Maybe this is like not.
It's a trap.
Although this is like Lax being like, this is maybe like code for like, I'm doing some stuff.
Yeah.
No, we should play along. No, that's unfortunate that he's gone.
Just for the record, it does not occur to Zariel that this is Lax getting some time to do sneaky stuff in the palace at all. It just doesn't occur to them. That might be what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh well. Then let's go. It is my pleasure to accompany you on this important mission. Oh, I figured out the mystery. I didn't actually figure it out. I just asked the governor, and she told me. You know how we're looking for? And he's saying this is. He's like, he realizes that he's not dressed yet, and that you're not dressed. He's like, oh, we should finish this after. I'm going to go back to my quarters, and he picks up the things for himself and Lax, and he's like, 15, and he heads out.
Yes, it's like, I think in that moment, like Leva hasn't like gotten up. She's just kind of like mostly reacted to. Just like, yes, everything's like, yeah. So we convene, yeah.
For the God Emperor. It says heads out. It's gonna get dressed.
Cool. So you both get dressed and you both meet up at the palace entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And he also wraps up Lax's outfit. It really nicely folds it, very precise corners, like you do in the orphanage, and puts it in front of Lax's door. And it's just like, your outfit's in front of the door. It's just waiting for you. Okay, heads back up. We're gonna go meet. I'll leave you a note. Makes a little note, tucks it into the clothing, and heads down to the front gate, feeling like really, everything's going his way right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, good morning, Your Grace.
Yes.
How do I look?
You will blend in quite well.
Thank you. And you look regal as always. For the God Emperor has fashion.
I know it might be a redundant question, but are you bringing all of your weapons?
Yes.
She's bringing the. I mean, she only has the last pistol, so she'll bring that.
I have more than just a las pistol. I have a whole bunch of weapons, but they said to bring them, so just shotgun and sword and las pistol, grenade, scope, survival gear. I'm ready. I will walk first, not because I'm where's my knife? Not because I'm a bodyguard, because I'm not. I'm a data delver, but just because all right. And then he's going to walk in front like a bodyguard, but, in his mind, he's not.
I mean, on some level, we are incognito, so that will sell it.
Right.
So, proceed.
You have to take several nav trains to go down from the top of the hive, which stands just below cloud level. So we're talking maybe 10,000 feet or so, down to what would basically almost be ocean level. It's several stops, and then several times you have to change to a different train, sometimes even go down, wait for these massive elevators, and eventually as you reach what would be 2/3 down from the governor's palace, you no longer have transportation services. It's walking down flights of stairs, it's sometimes backtracking, so you can go up, so you can go down, cross several sectors. It takes you, just to reach the entrance of the bad sector, the next place I'm going to describe, it takes you 4 hours.
May I make a roll?
Yes, what for?
Well, there are some things I'm really good at. Clearly data, but also navigation. I love it. I've been studying the area. Could I roll to see if we could get there a little faster?
Actually, navigation will serve you to especially reach, once you're in the bad sector, reach the under hive, because you know you approach the bad sector when, as you cross an arch, you begin to immediately hear gunfire. A person dressed in rags, their hair almost like falling off as they run. They are bone thin. They're clutching something in their arms and they try to run past you. They are mowed down by gunfire. Two men come out of the smoke like a few feet before you. They rush to the body. They see you last minute, and with shaking hands, just point their guns at the two of you. And with a free arm, one of them points to the body and goes like, "He's mine! He's mine!"
May the God Emperor protect you. I hope you're having a good day. Was this a heretic?
He doesn't even wait for you to finish talking. He jumps like rapaciously on the dead person, turns them around, tears the rags off, remove what they had in their hand, which is a metal water skin, and tries to empty it in their mouth, and there's just like 2 little drops of yellowish liquid that falls on their tongue. The other person that they're with complains that it's not fair. It was my turn. And so that second person, or that first person holding the water skin, is also gunned down.
Was he a heretic?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You're well dressed.
Thanks.
And you notice, like, he was going to pull out his gun on you, like, pull his gun on you, but then just saw very quickly, like, the butt of your shotgun, the sword on your hips, and
My
just
left neck
slinks away into the shadow.
Hey,
I think there's like just like it's the level of like unconcern we have. Like it's probably not helping.
just looking for the under hive.
They don't reply, but when you do mention under hive, you hear several footsteps running away from elsewhere. Like, it doesn't seem so. Basically, passing the arch into what was probably once like a public square type of thing. There's like the remains of a stage, the type that priests would use to sort of clamor or, you know, firebrand their speeches and all that. It's now been littered with corpses of people impaled on makeshift spikes and such. Everywhere around you is rubble and dust, and the smoke seems to be permanent in here. You don't really know where it seems to be coming from, like cracks in the floor, the ground almost. There doesn't seem to be any alleyways nearby, though you do see buildings, like they're just immense spires that seem to lack any entrances. But you hear the footsteps as if they came from like right behind those walls. Like a weird echo. I'm going to change the music.
Grace.
Every time, I think, like every time she kind of she kind of like squints a little bit.
And I just lean over. I'm like, that's your fake name. I'm gonna call you Grace, and you could call me Max. That'll be our undercover names. So
Right, Mac.
yeah. Grace, we should probably find our way to the under hive.
Do you know where this place is? You did your research.
Well,
You were the one that spearheaded this.
I got instructions from the governor when she came to my room to have breakfast, and we had a long talk about everything. Anyway, this way.
Can you, the two of you, before I'm going to ask for your navigation roll, you get a choice
My
between...
perception's not high.
No, you get the choice between fortitude or discipline. Pick your skill and make a check. It is going to be challenging.
Mm.
That
Well,
said,
I know which one I'm doing. There you go.
you need to have at least one SL. I'm going to tell you that right away.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because it depends. Will any of my equipment help me? I have some filtration plugs. I don't know what kind of situation we're in.
Do you have anything that protects against corruption?
You mean like, when you say corruption, do you mean like smog?
No, like chaos.
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
Cool. Good. No. Good.
Cool.
Not bad.
Cool.
Not.
Go with fortitude. It's challenging, you said?
Yes, challenging.
I will do discipline.
Fortitude, tough guy. +3 SL.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Do you use fate?
Sure. I mean, no, that's gonna bring it down to 4.
No, you can
Make
reroll
less
it.
bad. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that. That can't be like.
Just for the record, I'm a golden retriever. I think I'm, corruption can't hit me. I love the God Emperor.
Reroll. Just hit the reroll. Oh, okay. There we go. That's better.
Okay, there we go.
Definitely don't want.
Yes.
Don't want corruption.
There's
that'd be bad.
Not as bad as you might think, but still.
It's still bad.
There's a
You don't want
permeating-
any. Yeah.
You don't want any stains?
No. Well,
There's like
corruption. I mean, stains. Okay, corruption bad.
There's a permeating sort of miasma of strangeness. Like the smoke coming out of the ground, the buildings that seem to not have any entrances, the sounds that echo oddly. It all feels like the underhive of Hive Aquilia Secundus is wrong. And I'm going to put wrong in italics.
Yeah. Good.
It's like corruption has taken root under the hive and is slowly twisting reality. Not that much. As outsiders, it's glaring. But you get the feeling that the people that live here probably did not notice it.
It's probably
It's
always been feel like that.
insidious.
You live in it. You live in it. It's like it's normal. On your hand, it probably does not bode well for this planet that this is here. This is.
Grace, this seems does that seem strange to you? Because it seems sort of strange to me.
That's unfortunate. This place reeks of corruption.
We'll have to cleanse it, right? I don't know if that's our job, but I mean, if we can, I imagine we should, right? I mean, that's what we do.
Well,
I
that's
mean-
up. Well, the corruption. Well, that's up to what they decide to do with it.
Right.
This might not be
There's-
something that we can take care of ourselves. How entrenched it is with this place.
Yes. Yes. And he's like trying to go back through his lore, which he has 0 ranks in, and he's like, yep, yes, yes.
You know that sometimes, even without rolling, you know because you've read the reports that, if a planet is judged to be too corrupted, they call it exterminatus, and it is bombed from orbit until it becomes nothing more than a rock.
What's the threshold for that, do you think? Like on a scale from...
The
1 to
scale
10?
is how good of a day the Inquisitor has when he comes to visit. Or whoever's their representative. In this case, you probably could.
I mean, that's honestly, that's several levels above us, and it would...
You need to convince your patron.
Well, but I mean, we don't want to bomb this place. It's the governor's planet, and she's very...
If it harbors corruption, it must be cleansed.
Right.
As much as losing the tithe would be unfortunate, having corruption take seed in one of the Emperor's worlds would be more unfortunate.
Right, but we could collect the tithe first, right? I mean...
That would depend on level of corruption, but I think that can be done as long as it's not discovered to be even more entrenched in the city. As long as we just don't discover more of it here.
Oh, let's hope we don't.
It's mostly concerning. We don't want to turn it too alarming or imminent.
Right. Well, the God
And
Emperor
you must take care to remain strong, disciplined.
Yes.
Strong of spirit. She'll kind of like touch the replica of the reliquary that she has on her under the pipe. It's under the
clothes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have to go.
And you must let me know if you have any unusual feelings.
There's a...
Okay.
Sorry. I was going to say
he's
there's
just like, you can see on his mind, he's trying to think, what would be an unusual feeling? You can see like kind of cataloging his feelings, see if he can try to figure out if he's got one.
I think if I see that, she'll like look at you with like, if you feel something in the back of your mind that feels wrong, scratching at the back of your head, that sort of feeling.
Okay.
She'll and then she gets like really close, and then just kind of like closer than you expect, and then just kind of like stands back. Yeah.
And then there's this look of alarm. He's like, turns away very subtly, and he just sniffs to make sure that he didn't get too sweaty and smelly when he was doing his push-ups earlier, that wasn't that. And he thinks he's okay. Turns back around. By the way, it was not subtle, but he likes to think that it was subtle. If I feel that, I will tell you.
In the background of this conversation, there's a constant sound of gunfire. Time to time, it is, it's flavored with the sound of las fire. Most people here have solid projectile weapons. Some appear to have las guns, which is normally probably not something underhivers would have, so... infractionists, criminals, or maybe just taken from, as the governor said, they had sent the military, a regiment of Imperial Guard down here, and they were all wiped out.
But doesn't that equipment still belong to the governor, and they should turn it back in?
Oh yeah, definitely. They should. Okay. You should write a strong worded letter.
Yeah, that's
I will.
Yes. I mean, that's a government. That's a local government issue. Whatever it happens to be, it's their responsibility.
Oh! Thank you, Grace.
There are some underhives that are so packed that there's almost no room to walk. You have to elbow your way wherever you go.
Mhm.
It is not quite the case here in Hive Secundus. However, there are these sort of school of people, like fishes, that move from place to place, sort of almost like a swarm. They remind you of the rats in the granarium. Swarms of people that
good.
will throw themselves at like the remains of someone, like ravenous animals, tear away at everything and anything this person has, fight amongst each other. Often enough, one of their members, their number will fall, and the rest of the swarm will turn on them to eat anything,
I have a question.
including
I have a
flesh.
question. We've described
including
what
flesh.
we've described what what Zario got Livia, but what is
What's
what is
Zariel
he
wearing?
wearing? Yeah, what is Zario wearing? What?
Well, he is decked out in his armor, which is like a, he's got like his flak jacket. He's got a flak helmet. He's got his boots, but he's got this like really extraordinarily fancy sort of excessively like unnecessarily fancy with lots of pockets and layers, Macarian sort of clothing, but in the same colors that the governor wears. Like not exactly the same, but like there's also enough black to, because even though he's undercover, he does care about the administratum, but like just some of the governor's colors are just reflected in his outfit, because maybe like when he sees her next, when he's dressed in local clothing, she will give him another compliment about his oratory skills.
Yeah.
And because she said that, I think she said that she thought that he should train other people and how to do oratory. I think that's what she was saying. And what?
I think there was a moment for Olivia where she's looking at everyone else in this area, and like she reflects on like, she looks way too nice. Am I the bait for him? But then she looks at you. Then she looks at Zara. It's like, oh, you're sticking out just as much. Okay, so we're both okay. This isn't.
You're both bait.
Yeah, we're both like. It's not like she's like. There's a thought like, he's setting me up for something. But no, they look like no. She just picked clothes that stick out. So we're both in this.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Question.
Yes.
The question is, what is the skill one uses to lie?
Oh, lying would. I do believe it would count. I know it's based on fellowship.
Presence?
I think it would be presence or rapport, maybe.
Rapport.
It depends who you want to lie to,
Because
right?
like charm as a specialization is a rapport thing. So.
Yeah, but charm isn't in the skills.
It's a specialization, but like
it's a special, yeah.
But it's a rapport special.
So I think it would have to be rapport. Yeah.
Because presence apparently has interrogation in it.
Yeah, presence is more. Let's call it forceful personality. Yeah, deception.
Nice.
Deception is definitely rapport. So rapport is more of a tactful, let's say, than presence. Presence is a hammer. Rapport is a knife.
Oh, nice. Yes. Oh, yeah. So presence has got intimidation, interrogation, and leadership are the specializations.
Yeah.
And rapport has animals, charm, deception, haggle, and inquiry. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, by the way, you can make your navigation check.
Oh, thank you. I think this challenging.
Challenging in this case, yeah.
+1.
Nice. So you had a question?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say, so Grace, I feel like this, uh, really excited maybe one day to meet the very fabled uh, divine operator. I've heard such great things about him. Uh, I mean, he seems to be some sort of holy genius. You know, I mean, I hope come so far all this way, just to maybe even meet him. That would be amazing. What an honor it would be. I'm saying this because I feel like people are probably listening to us and surveilling us the entire time as we're on our way to the Underhive. So I just thought I'd like, put out there that, like, yeah, Grand
Um,
Operator, how cool.
give me 2 seconds.
And
Yeah.
also to get Livia
Okay.
to think I'm cool.
Mhm.
Livia's like, I think you're suspicious. I love your suspicious eyes.
You notice that some people, while they seem to take notice of you, they don't pay attention more than like a split second. A lot of eyes seem to rest on your weapons and on the fact that you have no neck and you look like a brute. But you are not. You're not accosted by anyone. And in fact, as you make your way to the Underhive, you will find where it is purely by what little information the governor told you, and also with your skills at navigating, figuring out like sort of the layout of this subsector and where a public establishment should be. Like there's definitely places where like it would be more suitable for a bar to be like in this place than in another. Eventually you do find graffitis on the walls of certain places. It's probably not red paint, it might just be blood, but there is like in one instance a marking that says Underhive with an arrow, confirming that you were on the right path. That said, you've crossed path with gangers and dregs. You have seen the corpse of an arbitrator hung from 2 repurposed servo skulls that sort of carried him dead and like advanced decomp. They just fly overhead sort of as a warning to others. The Underhive, as you approach, especially you, Zariel, who came from the Schola Virginium, you recognize the building, or at least what it used to be. That was a bunker. This is a repurposed Militarum bunker.
I just
and not
mentioned that.
Yeah, not a
So they've
permanent
lost
one.
ground then. All right. So they've lost ground. This was supposed to be someplace, and now it's mental checklist of our
There's a
Demerits.
Yeah, I mean, we're always actively like keeping tabs on one.
just checking boxes as you walk around.
Yeah,
Lost resources.
It's very easy to see the rubble of the sector that was collapsed onto the bad sector before, because it sort of marks a natural end, or like a natural border beyond that bunker. Under most of the rubble, you can see pieces. They were too heavy to be scrapped by the dregs that live here, but like remnants of tanks, of armored vehicles, anything that even minimally looks like a weapon has been stripped away. But you recognize like the main cannon of a Lemon Ross tank, because no one can carry that out of the rubble with their arms and legs.
Were they just like left here, or were they like?
It seems like
they were disabled and left. And
well, they were there when
Yeah.
the entire upper sector was
Yeah.
collapsed upon it. They
Okay, so it's just like, all right.
actually give me
Logic for telling
Yeah,
about
give
the
me
soundness
logic.
of a building?
give me logic.
Evaluation or investigation, probably.
Challenging?
I would say if you have give me logic if you want to sort of get an idea of confirm or not your theory. It's going to be you come from a shrine world, so we're gonna say challenging.
Okay.
This is a hive world. Things are different here.
Disgusting place, it's fine. This
Yeah,
isn't.
it's a very
Yeah.
disgusting place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just keeping my weapons ready just in case.
Hey, 2 successes. That's
success.
Nice.
2 levels. If I remember correctly, that should be a yes. And no, it's a regular success. It seems like they were holding a line. Holding a line here, and either never had the time to retreat, or were never made aware that someone was collapsing an entire sector of the hive upon them. Whatever trouble was beyond that point must have been quite dire for the governor to destroy part of our city.
Because it looks like within like this lifetime sort of thing. It's not like like this happened like a particularly bad thing 250 years ago or whatever.
I can give you the timeline for that. It happened
Yesterday. No.
No.
Dude, like it's like shit. They're coming. Collapse. We can't have any rebellions happening on our one day.
It happened.
Yeah, no,
The
they're
audit.
on their way.
So basically, it happened within the last 100 years. You think?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good.
Do we know exactly when it happened? Let's see.
Important question also.
Yes.
Intentional collapse or
This
No,
is when
it's
the
an
last 20
intentional
years, I think
collapse.
it was.
hell
They-
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Within the last 20 years, yeah, because 20 years ago was when Garbin claimed to have repaired the factotum, and I think they had to collapse it during that uprising moment. Is that about right?
Wait, no, Garbin was a while ago, by the way.
Yeah, because I had written down that 20 years ago, Garbin claimed
20,
to repair.
yes. I'm sorry. I misread the date. I'm sorry. Less than 100 years. Yes, way less than 100 years. Within the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, within the last 25.
So I'm just in case, right? We should probably head down to the underhive brace.
Yes. I think you know what? I think at this point, like Levi's like, you don't have to don't do the little head tilt thing when you say grace. Just say grace.
Right. Brace.
She knows like I think there's every time she's like.
But this time he did up, not down. So
yeah,
like
okay, we can
it was the opposite direction.
Whatever direction.
We're going to take a quick break as you enter the underhive. We're going to be right back. I misread the date. Hey everyone, we're back.
Hi.
The Underhive is a den of scum and villainy.
Oh.
Boxes and chairs serve as seats for the makeshift tables that line this sort of circular bar. In the center of the room, where what would have been probably the central room of the bunker, the walls have been torn down to leave just a rockcrete, I should say, low wall that reaches about waist high that serves as the bar itself. Boxes of cheap alcohol are stacked up against one side inside the circular area so that people can't just pick whatever they want for free. There's a person working the bar, a sort of burly man with one eye, an eye patch that barely covers the scar. You notice all around the eye patch the skin has been burnt, and probably multiple times, and just scarred over and over and over. One of his right hand has been replaced by this sort of hook upon which is a like a piece of cloth that he uses to wipe, like a small towel to wipe glasses with. You don't see his lower body, but you do notice that he's got one hole here with a big black pipe that comes out of his throat and that goes into his back. He's got a few wires protruding from right under his wrist on his left arm, and they connect back just above the elbow. His right arm is also... He's got a massive sleeve tattoo, basically, of various... and even you, Olivia, who grew up Shrine World, would have been told of the Macarian Crusade and, the battles that took place and everything. And he seems to be a very old veteran. Or stolen valor. But I mean, they're tattoos, so, you can make with it whatever you want. They could be feats that his ancestors have done. Because the Macarian Crusade was a while back, right? But some of the wars lasted for centuries. So perhaps it would be strange that barman would have had to undergo several rejuvenating treatment to look... He looks about 60-ish. But to look 60-ish and be 300 years old, you would need to afford things that are normally only affordable by the upper echelons of society. The air in the bar is thick with low smoke. Cigarette smoke, basically. It smells of rut gut. The people here are wounded, dirty, mutated. They cast wary glances at you, but seem to be preferred to be left alone. At the back of the bar, as far away from the door as possible, but having a clear line of sight to it, is a broken down refrigerator unit that is now used as a table. And sitting at that table is an ashen-skinned woman. Her face covered in scars. Her hair just this very short, bowl cut, perfectly trimmed bowl cut. She is wearing an old, battered armor. Now you see her in roll 20. Should see her in roll 20. Oh no, it only shared with me. Why? Oh, that's dumb.
Wow.
Shared
there we
with
go.
4 players.
There you go. Okay.
It looks like her face was broken or reconstructed multiple times over. A big part of her armor is missing. It no longer looks like arbitrator armor. It looks more like it was stolen from someone. Saw a lot of combat. She is the only one here who sits somewhat straight. She's reclining in whatever seat she's sitting in, and keeps looking at the entrance. And as you make your way in, you just hear a soft beep from your data slates, Ariel. It's the message from the governor.
Oh.
It just says,
Does it say
it's her.
So, Grace, it's her.
No.
Don't look.
She spits on the floor.
Well, certainly we'll see how fruitful this excursion was. So,
Okay.
by all means, she'll like tilt for you to go first.
I'm gonna walk over, and I stop halfway. I go over to the bar and I say, "Could I get 2 drinks, please? 3 drinks. Can I get 3 drinks, please?"
You look like you can't handle yourself. You want the strong stuff or the weak stuff?
I just look over to Livia. The strong stuff. Well, 1 weak stuff, 2 strong stuff.
He goes over and reaches down with his one good arm, puts his fingers into 3 bottles and lifts them up before plucking them down. He like shakes his fingers a bit for like the bottles to come loose. 2 of them smell like battery acid.
Nice.
The weak stuff is rot gut. Rot gut is basically what we in Canada called screech, which you might know as potato moonshine.
Nice.
Except in
That's
this
the weak
case, it's fermented milk and potatoes.
Nice.
Good. It's a good combo.
Yeah. Sounds good.
It's a good combo.
This is half a solar.
I reach into my pocket and I pull out my little solar right there. I give him like the full solar. There you go.
He eyes you with suspicion and looks at the solar. I didn't think we still had any full ones down here.
Found it. You know.
I think it's now it's like there's a slight like it takes Livia I think a little bit. This is a very much a how much you've been asked because it's like $10 per minute. It's like that thing she doesn't quite like. She thought like one solar is like that's nothing and it's just like oh
yeah,
no
yes.
People down here are probably way poorer than you think, Livia.
Yeah, I think. It's like, well, what do bananas cost? $10, $20?
And I just say, I'm gonna let you have that whole solar for our for friendship.
Sure. He pushes the bottles your way. Yeah.
Pick up the 3 bottles, and I look around to see like wherever would I sit, And I'm like, seems like the only good place to sit, indicating where
Mm-hmm.
Tox is.
Yeah.
Head over, making sure Livia's by my side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if we sit down here?
Yeah, well, that's fine. Seems a good place as any.
The scarred woman looks at the two of you. You stick out like a Grox in a munition factory. Sit down.
Sit down and put the bottles on the table, the refrigerator unit.
How's the wife?
I can't complain.
Busy?
No more than usual.
So,
When did you see your sister last?
she takes the bottle, one of the bottle of strong stuff. Smells it a bit. Pours some on her fingers and like rubs her gums with it. Not poison. She downs half of it before she answers. It's been about 1.5 years.
We're you know us, of us.
I do. I've heard.
Oh, good.
You're moving to this sector. I would say it's a very bad idea. Not the kind of neighborhood you want to live in.
Well,
Forced relocation?
Yes. Yeah. Livia? Yes. I just turn to Livia, who's the person who says things more frequently than I do. I mean, you know. And then I forgot that I just said Livia out loud, but I just turned to Livia to fix this.
Luckily enough, it seems that Serena thinks you were introducing Livia, so she just replies with, Serena talks.
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant Serena talks.
Oh.
Not that it matters anymore.
Sure it does. Always matters.
Look around you.
Everything matters.
No one here has ever seen or heard of discipline. They wouldn't follow orders for shit.
I hate that. I also suspect they probably aren't very good with their accounting.
My, sister told me that there should be a third one of you. Sort of a thruple situation type of thing.
Oh, I mean, I don't think it's really like that. I mean, in the sense that I don't think we ever had that kind of conversation. You know, I think it's really not romantic or anything like that. You know, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, do you think so? Is that what you heard?
I'm trying to be subtle.
Right.
They tend to be on their own.
Okay. At least they're not dead. Yet, I guess.
There's a lot of rat blood in their hair. It's kind of stinky.
I don't remember the last time I washed blood off myself.
Oh, so you're very good then.
You could say that. She downs the rest of her bottle. Puts it aside.
I had both bottles towards Livia so that she can choose whether she wants the weak stuff or the strong stuff.
I think you know what. You know she doesn't like this is garbage. So she'll take the weak stuff. Yeah, she'll take the weak stuff. The thing that's least likely to get her messed up or dead. So it's probably the weak stuff.
What's your toughness bonus, Livia?
Not great. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. That's like
Like, is it at least 3? First digit of toughness.
that's the tens digits, right?
Yeah, the 10th digit, yeah.
No.
Oh. Can you make a routine toughness check when you drink? Whenever you're going to drink, like, just like a sip of your drink, just remember to make that test.
Okay. Can I do something? Can I fake drinking this thing?
Nice.
Yes, you can.
Do like the
The moment
I'll make it hard,
liquid-
but like I don't know if she wants. She doesn't. I don't think she wants this, and she knows like there's things that she can.
Oh, it
Process
doesn't
thing is
even.
probably not.
It doesn't even touch your lips.
Burn. It's like just,
That it burns the inside of your nose.
oh boy, yeah. Like I'm pretty sure if you acclimate yourself to it, you can down this no problem. But this is like it's like taking a Ferrari and like lighting it on fire. That's what it is.
Is
Okay,
the
yeah,
Ferrari
so-
your palate? I just
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a hot day, and then just flamethrowing it. Like
Zariel's gonna go and do the exact same thing that Sarita did, like put some on the finger and then like do the gums, looking cool.
You have never tasted that shit before in your life. Just putting it on
bad?
your gums. What's your toughness bonus? Because you've got the
4.
strong stuff.
an orphanage. Like
4?
Yeah,
what they don't give this to you in the orphanage.
It
certainly not. No.
stings.
Oh.
It stings, and it feels like someone just cut open your gums.
Good, nice.
Right.
Just a little
Your
bit of acid in
finger,
there.
when you remove it from your mouth, is numb. For a split, for like a second.
It's interesting, and like it's like military applications of this are just going through his mind, just at that moment, because he
You
dated dude.
That sensation, you know of at least one ingredient in that drink. And it's the adrenal boosts that they give to soldiers. It's called, it's not Fury, it's another one, but it's basically an adrenaline shot, right?
Cool, great.
Oh, nice.
It makes you sort of not immune to, like, tolerant to pain, right? You'll take a few bullets
Yeah,
before
because
going down.
of, like pain pales in comparison after you drink this thing. Like,
Yeah,
everything is just sort of like everything feels better after like the
Yeah.
initial pain of putting it like downing this
Yeah.
shit. It's like
so and he just turns to Livia to make the talking.
Oh, I'm dumb. It's a stim.
Nice.
It's just a stim. Part of
Oh,
it
good.
is a
Nice.
stim. A very
Yeah.
tiny part of it. A lot of you don't know what else is in there. You don't even know
Good
if it's
stuff.
poisoned or not.
Sure, it's fine.
I mean, it probably is.
It's by its
The
very
Emperor will
definition.
find
It's
That's by,
probably
I mean that's just by what the nature of whatever the hell this is. It's of course
Yeah.
it's poison.
so. And Serena will look at you, Livia. So my sister said that you were interested in joining the cult of the Great Operator. It's a local fixture. Good idea. I'll get you in with the locals.
Nice.
Yes, it would be good to get in well with the neighbors.
Yeah, they can be rowdy at times. And as she says that, you hear a shout coming from the opposite end of the bar. Someone says, "Garbin sends his regards, pig."
Dive.
You dive? That person is going to shoot in your general direction.
Find cover. Find cover. Yeah.
What do you do, Livia? Split second reaction.
Well, I mean, I think she's split second. She's gonna notice. She's gonna start dive, but I don't know if she's gonna necessarily have that initial reaction to dive. So she might get hit and then dive. Well, we'll see.
Can I dive with Livia? Like, I'm like want to launch myself on the other side of the refrigerator. Can I take Livia with me?
Sure, but that would be like both your actions, like your reaction to this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let me just.
She's not in her element right now. She's kind of like
a bit more in my element, but not exactly because I grew up in an orphanage.
She inhaled a little bit of the garbage milk poison.
Garbage milk poison.
God.
Yeah.
Ooh, with 2 SL.
Okay.
Savina will take 8 damage.
Oh no! Oh no! No! We don't like that. Can we?
No, we don't.
Yeah,
Can we just think happy thoughts?
Yeah. Yes. Wait. Where's my?
Oh no!
Where is?
Where's my?
No.
I need my PDF.
There we go.
I have a thing. If it's on die, I can maybe help with that.
Okay, so she's going to take 3 damage after the armor soaks part of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to ask you all to initiative.
Oh, okay, sure. That's cool. I love it. Hanging out. Initiative. Page 2 probably.
Page 2.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I need a token. Hold on.
Yeah, just drag your tokens on the map. It's
Sure.
We're not going to use a map for this one. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna tell you what the combat zones are.
And kick that and then.
Okay. There, I'm at a 6. Surprise, 30. Rude.
No. It's not supposed to be 30. It's
God damn.
And could I get?
Okay, it's 6 here. So I didn't get the right number in. I don't have like sheets on there. Which page is you? 344.
Name tags if you could, that'd be lovely.
7. Oh, I'm not gonna use the map.
Oh.
You'll see. You will see.
Oh.
So basically, the cramped quarters of the bar mean that we only have 2 combat zones. In this case, Zone A, and we're gonna, because it's cramped, that's why I'm doing it without a map, right?
Love it. Love it.
Zone A is the main area. Lots of people, tables turned over and stuff. People cower. Everything in this zone is considered difficult terrain, which means that every dodge check or athletics check made to run are made at disadvantage.
Okay.
The other zone is behind the bar. You would jump behind the bar where this the barkeep was. It offers medium cover against any attacks from Zone A, which means +4 armor to all hit locations. We assume that when you're fired at, like, you're gonna duck down under, like behind the counter, not just stand up.
Right.
And there is one more thing that you can do. It's not a combat zone per se, but it's an element of the environment. You can shoot the lights out in the bar if you want, which would make everything go dark, thus giving disadvantage to everyone on ranged attacks. There are 6 dregs and someone who's going to play first. So,
Is the surprise that it's our best friend? Is that the surprise?
No, it's a surprise person.
I see.
I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna just go with the surprise being that it's our friend.
Sure. Let me just get a little note down for their HP. So there are 6 dregs. You start with 0 superiority, of course.
Right.
In fact, because it's an ambush, you start at -1.
Okay. Ambushing is rude. Nobody
Ambushing
asked. That
is
wasn't me.
rude.
Super rude.
And they are at...
I need to look at these
13.
things.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. So the person who spoke first, who says, Garbin sends his regards, pig, you notice is standing by the door. They are wearing the same type of rags that most people are.
Except.
They have sort of these purple veins crawling up from under their rags. They almost look like, I say purple, I should say like pinkish purple.
That's not good. That's bad.
That is bad. And
this planet might need to go. I don't know. This is.
And they will fire at Serena again because she hasn't reacted yet. Because I forgot to write in her initiative.
You should do that now. She's great.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right now. See if she survives. She's got initiative 6, so she's gonna play at the same time as you, Zariel. We're gonna make that simple. So that's another shot. That misses.
Good.
Person's not that great. He is currently holding, by the way, in case it interests you, he is holding an auto pistol, basically a semi-automatic handgun.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fancy-ish.
Yeah, for these people.
Yeah. And basically every time he fires, it's these like 3-round bursts, like.
Yeah.
The other dregs in the place, some of the people that looked at you kind of funny when you came in, they were clearly waiting for a signal. And they turn around and they will just wail at anyone that's in their way, trying to make their way to you. So essentially, for their first round, they also have disadvantage on their attacks to sort of explain like them either firing wildly into the crowd or what have you. They are holding these like makeshift pistols and rusty, sort of sharpened pieces of steel. It's cool because they all have like the same thing, but with disadvantage. So I'm going to roll 6 times, and then those that hit, I'm going to roll again with disadvantage. And then if that hits, what are we going to see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 3 successes. So 1, 2, 3. So there's only one that would hit. I'll roll a d3. 1 is going to be Serena. 2, Zariel. 3.
Thank you.
Livia, but hey, it's a 2. So that stray bullet would come for you. Do you want to try to dodge it?
Yes, because I get 1 free dodge, yes?
Yes. Basically what happens is on your turn, you would not have that free dodge. Like, not that it counts. But if there was like another free action you would have wanted to do, you won't have it.
Right. What counts as a free action anyway?
Not a whole lot of things. To be fair, dodging out of turn is pretty much the best thing to do.
I'm not super reflexy, but I do succeed with 1 SL.
But you have disadvantage on dodge. Unless you're behind the bar, which you're not at the moment.
Not. Let me roll. Let's see. 1 more D10, yes?
Yeah, it's 1 more D10. And you take the... Oh, that would be a 0.
I roll a 0.
So you succeed with 1 SL. They succeeded with There's a 16. They succeeded with 2. Oh, I didn't check. Give me a second. Oh no, because they need to beat a 30. They succeeded with 2 SLs. Does that make a difference in this case? Let me just check. I don't think it does, though.
I'm very excited.
They do not have any like rapid fire or anything like that. So let's see. Dodge, reflexes.
I think I'm going to be okay. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, so you fully dodge out of the way. With a 6, they would have fired like in center mass.
Yep. Okay.
So chaos erupts. Some of the dregs got up, stabbed their neighbors. They do not care. You hear shouts of like, "For Garben! Down with the arbitrators! Down with the governor!"
That sounds like heresy.
Has ducked down behind his bar, by the way. Literary Zariel.
With my sword and my las pistol, one in each hand, and I say, "You!" And I'm going to, the big guy, right? I'm going to shoot out the lights with my las pistol.
Okay.
And
you don't need
I'm
to roll for
going
that. The lights are not dodging.
Awesome. And then I am going to head towards Creepy Dude with the bad skin condition, which clearly says he's a dark side user, because that's what I've learned from Star Wars. You use the dark side, it's just bad for your skin. And I'm going to stab him with my sword in a, like, by the way, it's all very bold. It's like bounding up, moving boldly in a way that says, "I'm going to be heroic, and the Emperor will notice me," is really what that says. Well, I mean, I'm just a random person. Anybody might notice me. You know, we don't know. Yes.
So, when you make a melee attack, it's both
please.
you and the enemy make a melee attack. If he succeeds, you miss. If you both succeed, we lower the SL. So any SL you have over theirs is a hit.
Does he have a melee weapon on him? Is my question.
Does he is a good question. Alternatively, he can use reflexes dodge to try to avoid the attack. Opposing a melee attack in either way does not require a reaction. So you can try to parry as many attacks as you want.
Who? Me?
No, I mean in general. In general, if you are in melee with it, like every time someone attacks you in melee, you are allowed a free check to block, basically. Whereas the reflex dodge thing out of turn is like once. Does he? Does he? Not a gun, auto pistol. He does, but he doesn't have it out at the moment.
Okay.
So he's going to try to. He's going to use reflexes dodge with disadvantage, unfortunately, against your attack.
Let's see. Okay. Let's do this then, shall we? I will roll my melee. One-handed. It's a 55, and I don't know if it's going to go. Challenging no superiority default, yes?
Yep. You have no superiority right now because you haven't killed anyone yet.
3 SL. He gets to dodge first, right?
With disadvantage, so it's going to be a it would have been a 15 or a 5 in this case. I should have let me re-roll that as a proper D10. Yes. 15 would be a success.
Okay, by how many? So we subtract, right?
That's what I want to check. If the target does not oppose a melee test. Oh, that's funny. No, he did try with dodge. Yes, because you have more. Well, he would have 3 SLs. You also have 3 SLs?
I do.
Tie goes to the player. So you succeed.
Okay. I am going to not do damage to him.
Ooh.
I'm going to disarm him.
Of his gun.
Yep. He doesn't need to have that.
Yeah, I think. How does that work? Is it automatic?
If I'm able to disarm an opponent with a careful flick of the wrist or a well-aimed blow to the hand, if this person is the same size or smaller than me, instead of dealing damage, I can choose to disarm them. If I succeed, they drop the held object, which flies in a random adjacent zone. If I win by 2 SL, then I can determine which zone. If I win by 4, I can just take it, pluck it into the air with a flourish. But I just disarm him.
You won by 2 SLs though, so do you want it to drop behind the bar?
Absolutely.
All right. The gun just flies. The auto pistol just flies into the air, lands,
and I with this flourish of this, and that is very clear that I have seen a lot of media where there are nobles with swords doing dramatic things, and it's very clear that I have modeled myself off of some
Scarlet
fantastic
Pimpernel
stories of like dashing road traders and whatnot. And I say, stand down, or your accounts will be frozen.
2 things happen, except for that horrible, horrible pun. The first one is he is completely surprised by how easy it was for you to disarm him. The second thing is I'm going to ask you again to make fortitude or discipline.
Cool, good.
Okay.
Corruption,
cool.
and I'm going to tell you why after.
Just challenging, yes?
Yeah, challenging.
Hey, did we get any superiority for that? Yes, no.
No, because you get superiority if you murdered a person, I believe. But let me just check it. It might count.
This person.
+4 for my toughness. Again, I have no neck. I can't get corruption. No neck, no corruption.
That's how that works. But okay. No, it's only when you defeat them, and even though he is temporarily disarmed, he has other weapons on him, so he's not.
Yes.
So his right eye has 2 pupils. Now that you're in his face, you notice that it makes like sort of an 8 figure, and one of those pupils actually blinks like it was a mini eye when he's surprised. Yeah.
Do not like. That's all.
Serena will use her page 327. She is going to kick up her mole.
Disarm is one of my talents.
Okay. She picks up her mole, and she's just going to run/casually at the first drag that she can find. And let me just roll. What is that? Ooh.
I would use the shotgun, but I would use the shotgun, but there are civilians around, and you don't want to kill civilians when you could look like a noble. I mean,
No, of course. She goes to hit like a one of the drags, but he immediately turns around and pushes an innocent in his way, and she just smashes the face of that random person to bits. Fine. You hear a zap as the shock mole activates when it comes into contact with the person's face. Their lower jaw flies out and hits the far wall as one eye just falls off, like out of the orbit, and the person just crumbles to the floor. she doesn't even react. It's just a
Makes sense.
miss for her. You know, better luck next time. Livia.
You know what? Livia's gonna shoot at the one that's right by Zariel, like the one that he disarmed.
The creepy
Yep.
dude. Yeah.
I mean, I can't necessarily tell. I just know that he's glowing. I don't know about the eye.
You are
But he
going
is
to
creepy,
have, unless you have something to offset the low light, because Zariel shot the lights, you're going to have disadvantage on that attack.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably okay. I'm gonna shoot this. You know what we're doing?
Shoot
we're
it.
doing burst. We're bursting. This is a bad shit.
Oh, okay. Rolled a 91. I feel like.
It cannot be any worse, by the way.
I know. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Do you want to use Fate to reroll, or?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
But
That's
it's
nice.
it's with disadvantage. You still have to
Ah, damn it.
roll
Yeah.
another.
I mean, it can't be worse than what. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
It's one success with the
Yes.
burst, right?
And he's already dodged.
Yes. No, that was against the
Oh.
melee attack.
But he dodged though. He didn't parry.
That's true. He didn't. So
'Cause he
you
didn't have a melee
just
weapon out.
hit his body. Damage 8 SL to the body. Oof.
I really love this idea that like I jump in there with a sword, I disarm him, and then Livy just shoots him.
I think Livy just like she looks, and you're like, I think she yells. It's like, what are you doing? No, it's corrupted. No mercy, just cleanse. And then it's just like, like he's like, what are you doing with this? Like, this is a chaos. This is a chaos like thing at this point. That's not a person.
That is not
awesome.
a person anymore.
Bad.
Burst is +1 SL. Yeah, +1 SL. That 1 SL is gonna be his armor, so it's a full 8 damage instead of 9.
Okay.
Nice.
You do not gain superiority yet.
Yeah. Okay.
However, on his turn, he is going to fucking book it.
Does he not need to do a
Oh.
disengage?
That's what I'm gonna check.
Because we're in melee.
Yeah, you're.
So I feel like there's like a.
They make an immediate. You can use your. So here's the thing. He is not going to use a disengage action because he's going to use his action to run the fuck out. Because remember, the entire zone is difficult terrain, so he wants to go out as quickly as possible, which means, Zariel, you can use your reaction, so you won't get that free dodge until your next turn, but you could use that reaction to attack him.
Because unless they disengage, it's not safe, right?
Yeah, basically you can use your reaction to make an attack of opportunity.
Well, then and if he disengaged, then I wouldn't be able to, yeah?
Exactly, but disengage is an action,
Perfect.
and he wants to use both his move and his action to get the fuck out.
Nice. All right, well, I'm going to not let him do that. I'm going to take my, I'm going to take an immediate melee attack as a reaction.
Yeah, there's no disadvantage.
Then I will. I'm going to, I'm going to attack him with my sword.
That's a lot. Oh no, that was Livia, sir.
Oh, I've got my last pistol as well, but I'm gonna go with the sword. Yeah, because as he's going, I'm gonna like swipe at his leg.
Well, I mean, that would be a called shot. That's different. Because the number you roll is going. Well, you can aim for the legs if you want, if it's just flavor, but the roll you're going to have will be the location that you hit.
I see. Okay, because I thought there were called shots.
You can make a called shot though if you want, but you're gonna have a penalty on your attack roll.
Right. Is this guy armored?
He just wears like multiple layers of rags, which In game terms, he's got an armor rating of 1.
Nice. I'm gonna stab him. I think I want to take the cold shot because if I get him in the leg, right, that means I might be able to stop him from running. Yes.
You could, yes. I'm trying to find where the call shots are. That's why.
Let me see. Leg.
Okay, so it's an aim action, so you can't as an attack of opportunity. If it's an action on your turn, you can aim for a and there's no penalty. It takes one of your it takes your action basically.
I roll a 0 SL. I will spend one of my 2 remaining fate points to get a +1 SL.
Right now that's a failure actually because it's a 58 out of 55.
Okay. I'll just have to re-roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-roll. Re-roll. 51 out of 55.
That's a hit.
So that's a marginal success.
Yeah. 51, by the way, means it's a headshot.
Oh.
So
nice.
How much damage do you do?
I have penetrating because I actually upgraded my sword. It's a mono. It's got the little mono wire excitement on it.
Mono
so
filament.
Penetrating 2. Yeah. So damage is 2/5. 2/5. What's the?
Give me a sec. I'll go look that up.
I think it's 2/5.
Weapon and armor trait. 124. So penetrating. I mean it ignores up to 2. What's the penetration rating you have?
2.
2. Okay, so it ignores up to 2 points of armor. Cool. And it's a sword, right? It's 2 plus your strength bonus. That's the damage.
Which is
your strength bonus like a 5? No, it's a 3. Oh, so basically it's 5 damage.
It's 5.
It's 5 damage. Yeah. Oh, it might have been 2, like ignore 2 armor, then you put /5 for the damage. Maybe. Guess how much HP he had left?
How many?
5.
6.
Well, 6 with the armor. Well, 5 with 1 point of armor that you ignore. And because this is the first time this happens, he's not a leader per se. But because it's fun in Warhammer to do that from time to time, I won't do it for all the basic enemies. Do you want to roll the type of injury?
Yes. I want to roll all the things.
I want to find the fucking page for those injuries.
I just want to also...
Head critical wound. All right.
Okay, I love this. Go ahead.
It's a... What
page?
What type of die is that?
214?
363. No. Here's the 7. Because it says 15 plus, but that's what roll is this?
Hit location, excess damage, critical wound, 359.
Yeah, but I see those pages. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. Apologies, everyone. We'll be with you shortly.
Roll something plus.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm looking for.
Let's see. 363.
Because I remember in fantasy, it's like how many hit points they are in the negative. That becomes your number for the table.
If it works like Dark Heresy, the critical tables are this much negative damage.
Yeah, but it's not right now. It's a roll. That's what. So you roll a d10, you add your damage, and that's going to be the number. So in your case, it's a d10 plus 5.
I will do that because I like murder for the Emperor. 11.
11. So that means that giant weapons are always going to practically do like the same. It's a bit less fun when you have a high damage weapon, but whatever. You will blow his ear off, like chop
Nice.
the part of
Nice.
the anyway, he's
Nice.
going to die from it. However, I will give you that if you want to leave them alive, you can try to
So
make
pull my-
a Medicaid check next turn. Otherwise, he dies from like blood loss.
Sure. I'm very good at Medicaid checks. You saw me last week where
Yes.
I was really good at it. And I say
Rub
something
dirt
like,
in it. Rub dirt.
Well,
Just
that
rub
was
dirt in it.
him. He's dead.
and I say something like, this is what you get when you don't pay your taxes.
The
You don't
other-
see the face. You don't see the face that Livia is making. It's like, what are you? This is beyond taxes. This is beyond. This is corrupt. It's just chaos. This is like chaos. By definition, doesn't pay taxes.
So he is an elite, by the way. So you do have 1 point of superiority.
Nice. And then the dregs go before we do, but I feel
Yes.
good about it, and I hope that they all get intimidated by tax-related comments.
The party has greater than their result. Not yet. So because there's 6 of them, they're still not
Yes.
quite desperate.
Yet.
The cool thing is that I rolled 63s, and basically it's 2 dregs against everyone. So
Nice.
they all have disadvantage. What I'll do is 1 will range attack, disadvantage. 1 will melee attack, not disadvantage. I will start with the ones on... Yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
Just so that we can know for the future,
Yes.
is their disadvantage canceled out by the fact that they outnumber us 2-1?
So that's melee superiority, but right now no one is...
Okay.
They're not bright enough to try to flank and stuff like that.
I see. Yeah.
It's just some of them
Gotcha.
have their shivs closer at hand than their weird, like, shitty guns. So they just
Zip
go
guns.
for the... Yeah. So Zariel, I'll start with the range attack
Yes.
that you cannot use your dodge against because you used your your reaction for an attack of opportunity.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
He misses by 2%.
Thank God. Okay, good.
I turn around and
However-
I say, "What?"
And as you say that, you see the wild eyes of like an old bearded kind of prospector looking dude who just jumps at you holding a piece of like a sharpened piece of rebar with both hands, and he just lunges at you like
I say, "On guard."
he
I have to make my defense. Yes.
no, he misses by way too
Yes.
much.
Nice.
You
I
see
dodge out
it
the way.
coming by a mile away.
I say, "Old timer, this is not the fight you want."
As for the dregs on
Oh,
Livia,
okay, that's good.
the melee one hits with 3 degrees of success.
No.
You're allowed to parry. Do you have a melee weapon?
No. I have
But you
a
had your gun. Okay, so you can use your dodge if you want.
Okay, I can use
It's no
that.
good. It's no good.
Where's my dodge at? Where's in the? Where's dodge,
Dodge
at?
reflexes. It's a skill. It's under reflexes. I'm sorry. Reflexes is the skill, and dodge is the specialty.
To just make it reflexes.
Yeah, just make a reflexes roll.
Fuck. All right, this isn't gonna be good.
Okay.
You are going to take 5 damage. So 5 minus whatever armor you have. He does hit on your head. Are you wearing...
God damn it! Fuck. I don't have any.
Yeah, that's 5 damage.
Shit.
Are you still up?
I'm still up. Yeah. I just wish that would have been my body.
And the one with disadvantage with the gun will fail completely.
Okay.
Same thing for Serena. That's a fail. And then one of them goes up in melee against the arbitrator.
Ooh.
Hits with 2 degrees of success, but she parries with 3 degrees of success.
Nice.
She's been doing that her whole life. Zariel, you're up.
So, seeing all the terribleness that's happening right now, who was the one that attacked Livia?
So there were 2 of them that attacked Livia. You mean the one in melee, the one that did hit? Oh, it's this like short and quick person. They their legs are they're bow-legged, but like extremely bow-legged, almost like a toad-like.
Yeah.
And they just jumped over the table to.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to shoot that guy, and then I'm going to stab the old guy that tried to get me, because I am that kind of guy. Also, nobody attacks Livia because we might become friends. I'm going to
shoot with
I'm
disadvantage.
going to shoot the guy. I will not shoot with disadvantage because I've got an Omnispecs on my las pistol, which is why I shut out the lights.
Oh, all right then.
Because I was going to be okay with the lights off.
That is very, very not thoughtful, but forethought. Yeah.
That's a -2 SL. I have one last fate point.
You want to use it?
Yeah, I'm going to use it to reroll.
Okay.
Because be bold. -4, even worse. No, but I'll stab this guy.
And then you.
It's like if there's a big melee. I reach out to shoot this fella, and then I'm going to go and stab this guy with a +2.
He is also at +2, so ties goes to player. So
okay.
You don't deal your extra SL damage, but you do the rest.
He's got no armor on I assume, because he's a poor sad guy.
No, he's got no armor.
But he's got a rebar on him, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll disarm him. That goes back behind the bar as well.
Okay.
Nope. I just say, confiscated. I'm the repo man. That's me.
Freaking out. Livia, you're up. I'll do Livia.
I forgot, Serena.
Yeah, I'll do Serena after Livia. It's just because I'm noting.
The other one, it's like, why is he not taking kill swings? So I'll shoot the other one.
Okay.
Point blank, right? We're right.
Yeah.
We're right.
Yeah, but because it's dark, you still have disadvantage unless you have something that offsets the.
I get a +1 SL when I actually hit them. But.
Huh?
I'm still bursting in this thing. So
the superiority, if it's the +1 for superiority, it's already counted in that roll on roll 20.
The what is?
No, I was starting.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I get for my. I've got a.
Oh, you've got a thing.
Sight.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just checking.
Okay.
Nice. So good.
All right. No. Okay. We'll
Love
see.
it.
Okay. What? +2. Okay, it's +2.
Okay, you auto fire.
Yeah,
he's going to try to.
These are chaos infected. I mean, if Zariel may not be going for the kill, but Livia is. Livia knows what this happens.
Because of the disadvantage.
Yeah.
He rolls a 29.
Yeah.
Which means he succeeds at 0, you succeed at 1, so you do hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So how much damage is that?
That is 5 damage. And did I get him in the body?
He's got no armor.
Okay.
5 + 1 because you're bursting, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he's down to 7. You hit him square in the back, and he sort of jerks forward, panicking.
Can I take another shot rather than take the dodge than before go to dodge? I want to just like.
I don't think you have the level for something like that at the moment.
Okay,
Let me see.
I don't have. Well, it requires a level. Okay.
Well, it requires like certain talents.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it requires. Okay, never mind.
That's
okay.
the thing is.
I passed it out. Yep.
Shush, baby, shush.
Killed one of them. He's being Zariel's being very flourishy. He's being very fancy, but he's also trying to make it so that if they attack again, they won't have any weapons to do so.
Well, I think one of them is going to take a shock mold to the face.
Nice.
Oh, good. Yay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's 4 degrees of success.
Good.
That's not looking good for them. 4 degrees of success, shock mold does.
Or it's looking great for them.
Where's my shock mold? There you go. Thank you.
You left it in the bathroom.
No, that's why. 2 plus strength bonus plus 4. Oh, and stun. So I think he's just going to be out for the fight, basically.
Nice.
Inflict stun.
Love it.
Oh, okay. Disadvantage on everything. And it's going to last probably until he dies.
Nice.
And so we said
So this whole corruption thing's bad.
Plus strength bonus plus 4. Strength bonus is 4. So that's 6 plus 4, that's 10. He's gone.
So,
he's just gone. What was the body part in this case? It would have been a 7, so that it's in the body. She just strikes someone across the chest and just breaks through ribs as the mole kind of... She swings so hard that the mole cuts someone. And that would be her turn. Now...
Do we get a bonus to our superiority now?
Yes, because 2 of them are gone. And special thing, because you did give a weapon to the barman, and you now have the bartender, and have superiority. He's going to eliminate one of them, one shot. That's a free effect. Trooper,
nice.
The guy you disarmed gets shot in the back by his the cultist's gun. That leaves 4 dregs alive. You have 3 superiority. They lost half their numbers. They're leaving. They're dropping their weapons and fleeing unless you prevent them. It is no longer a combat. You can choose what you want to do.
To get 1 for questioning.
And we have that one, the one that you took his ear off, right?
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Okay, you killed him.
I killed him.
He didn't medicate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope.
There are 4.
No, you're supposed to. Yeah.
There are 3 dregs left. 4 dregs left. Sorry.
They're running.
Can we grab one?
Yeah. If that's how you want to end the fight, like we capture one and the 3 others run away, that is how the fight ends.
2 others, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I'd like to grab one.
All right. Choose.
Scruff of the neck.
The old man with the rebar that you disarmed.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh yeah, no, he's the one that dies. That died. Sorry. So the other one is the one with the gun that tried to shoot you.
Oh.
Or the frog-legged person. Or 2 of the dregs that you haven't gotten a look at yet because they were elsewhere in the bar shooting at Livia or Serena.
Whoever seems to be most coherent, like they could string a sentence together. I guess the hoppy guy.
The hoppy guy looks young.
Yeah.
He probably is the best placed for it. Give me awareness or intuition. That's even better. Give me intuition.
sure. Again, that's not my forte. I'm good at plus 3 CL, as a matter of fact, though.
I do believe that that's a yes and. 3 CL, yep, yes and. You achieve your goal. You will get the one that's the most coherent. It is the one that was shooting at Livia with a gun. And what's your and?
The and is the other people in the bar, like the bartender and the rest of the group, see us as like positive rather than negative, right? That we were like, that we were not like, that we're not the trouble, that these guys are the trouble. I want us to be not the trouble.
Then you can both give yourselves a +1 influence with the rebels.
Oh. Hey.
The counter rebel, I guess.
Okay. Counter rebels, +1 influence. I feel like this is what I do. I just get influence. This is what I do. This is
And with this prisoner in hand, we are going to end tonight's session.
We survive.
Because Lax is probably going to show up like the cavalry, just late to the fight.
Yeah. And I'll say, "What's in the box?" You know, we'll have to ask him where garbage is. Where's Garbage? Garbin. I know his name is Garbin, but you know.
Yeah, Garbage is a nice nickname for that person. So thank you everyone for coming. Players, I know we've busted by a long while. This is unusual for our little campaign, but hey, why not? Ooh. So tell us who you are, where we can find you. I'll go last and tell us, share some love about what happened today. We'll start with same order as you all joined the game, so we'll start.
Okay. Hey everybody, I am Trooper SJP. It was lovely to be here, very much so. I'm going to give my love. So one, I love Lynn. I love how Lynn is like just not trusting my character. Everything my character does, like, here's a cup of something nice. Is it poisoned? Here's some clothing that I know exactly all of your details. So you can murder me? Like, I love it. I love it. Makes me so happy. Also, I love the ways in which Livia is super from a Shrine World. Like corruption, murder. What? Murder. Love it. Like, I just love the way you brought in your character's background. That was really great. And I love that every time I get an I clearly want to make friends. That's what I want. I want to make friends.
I'll be right back real quick. Sorry.
Sure.
Still there.
Yes, and also I love the Empire. And let me see where you can find me. Today is Tuesday, so you can find me tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. over at Table Story for Tidal Blades 2, where I play a round soft fish boy who time travels a little bit too much for his own good. And then you can find me on Friday at 7 p.m. on my channel, Trooper SJP, where I will be doing a special episode because it's Thanksgiving, right? We won't be doing the Gamblers, but it'll be a special session with Laugh, Love, Lindy, and myself. And we're playing so next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the week after, we're doing a very special 8-year streamiversary extravaganza. Both Lindy and I have our 8-year streamiversary. We basically started streaming 8 years ago around the same time. And so we're going to be playing an RPG that'll take about 8 hours simultaneously on both of our channels. And that's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be for charity. Each one of us is going to be doing for charity. There's going to be amazingness. And the thing is that we're going to be doing some prep for that. We're going to make our characters and also our like ship and the world building. We're going to do all of that stuff on Friday at 7 p.m. So you should see me there. And I believe that is all of my details. Besides the fact that, Zariel just wants to make friends and influence people. I learned something. If you have no neck, you don't get corruption. That's what I learned. Simon is skeptical. I'm going to pass it over to Lynn.
I'm very skeptical.
But then there wouldn't be any Chaos Marines. There was no taxes.
You're right. You're right.
There is no neck. It is just a muscle that like is your shoulder. Neck is weak. They took that out of them. There's no neck.
There's no neck.
There's just a big.
They genetically engineered no neck people.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh God. I love Zariel so much. I feel so bad. He's with this like he's like has a guard like Livia, who's just kind of hate, kind of it's like suspicious, extremely suspicious. Suspicious is a casual word for the emotion she's kind of feeling. It's like it's just a spot me, and it's just like it's just very sweet, and it's just like it's like no, I'll disarm them. I'll flirt. I've seen a lot of cool movies, but yet he's very very good at it. He took out all these chaos, all these like corruption guys. I love it.
It's just
I
outnumbered.
I can't wait to see if Zara gets really mad at someone, what that looks like. I'm afraid.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
You have to give love to yourself, though.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to hear your love for Olivia.
I love how much of a how just like she is like. It's good for the universe that she's in clerical work and not like inquisitorious, because I think this place would have been burned by now. I told them like there were two life paths for her. There was her love of paperwork and her love for the emperor, and I'm glad the paperwork won out, because this probably would have been like this planet's on thin ice though. That's going in the audit. 100%.
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
Oh, how many levels do we have to go down for the corruption? Oh, that's far too.
It's it's what happens when you're cut off from the Imperium for 500 years.
That's not your faith should have been.
That's true.
This is weakness. This is weakness. Brought it into the emperor, within the emperor's vision, so it must be getting out. That's
if they were really faithful, they would not have starved.
That's true.
Exactly. I mean,
they just would have worked harder. Good straps.
You know what? The shrine world is evidence of this. Look how prosperous it. It's like monster. Yeah.
I love this setting.
Just gonna murder people for paperwork for the emperor. Simon, what about you?
No, I think Lynn is muted.
Your cat is adorable. Oh, Lynn, you're muted.
No, you are still muted. Still. I don't know what happened.
Inappropriate.
Well, I'll go. You're still muted. Still. I have no idea what's going on. But while you're fixing that, I'll go real quick. Hi everyone, I'm Simon at Wondering Name. Thank you for tuning in. If you've missed the beginning of this session, we introduced the interns at the very beginning, or I introduced the interns. If you want to have a peek at who they are, if they are ever called, they graduated while you guys were clearing out the granarium. So they are ready and fit for their first field mission should you need them. That said, you can find Lynn and myself this Saturday at this very channel, twitch.tv/WonderingDM. We're going to be playing Scion, Birth of the New Gods. We're in the Underworld. We're actually doing Lynn's character's Underworld part, where we are essentially unionizing Jigoku, the Japanese hells. And otherwise, the week after, I will miss Trooper and Lindy's Twitch stream anniversary because I'll be at PAX Unplugged for that weekend.
Oh.
And so you can find me at booth 3708 at PAX Unplugged all 3 days. I'll be at the Expo Hall demoing and talking about the game I wrote over the last year or so. It's a sci-fi game. It's basically Farscape meets Destiny. Destiny the video game, not Destiny the streamer. And
Destiny's Child with Beyonce?
It's got gorgeous artwork. It's actually the world the entire setting was made by this artist, Alan Panical, who does some absolutely gorgeous, fractured, realistic art. And it's called Ancient Ones. I'm going to talk way more about it once the con hits and then after. And so if you are in Philadelphia and you're at PAX Unplug, I'll be there, booth 3708. Are you unmuted, Lynn?
I think so, but I think... Am I?
Yes, you
Yes.
Yes.
are. I already
Cool.
talked about Scion. I don't know
Yes,
if
that
there's
is it. That is basically... Yep. Good. Yay.
All right. Well,
Oh,
then,
yeah.
thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, chat, for being there. And we're going to leave by raiding Vancouver by Night.
Oh, nice. They're
Uh,
vampires. I love that.
they are vampires. And so we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.